Welcome to Bearcat Sports Update. I'm Ralph Patterson with baseball coach Kermit Smith, and I was so excited to be at Stephen B. Dolny Stadium homecoming weekend for finally, it seemed like forever for you and for a lot of people, but finally the dedication of the stadium and the first time we get to see the Bearcats play.
It was a huge honor to be able to represent Mr. Dolny out there and see his wife out there and her family. You know, I thought I don't know if you got to see her grandkid throw out the first pitch. It meant a lot to be there for that.
Well, and that was Aiden, and he did. It took him a while to pull the trigger on it,
Yeah.
but then he finally did.
That's right.
Well, what did it mean to you as a coach to be the Lander baseball coach at that gorgeous stadium?
Well, you walk out there every day and practice, and there's times that you kind of have to pinch yourself and, you know, kind of you look around and you see all the amenities that are going into it. And then it's another thing to walk out there and see a ceremony, you know, dedicating the facility. Then it's another thing to see 1,200 people in the stands, you know, and then it's a whole other thing to see the emotions of the game happen with 1,200 people there and to hear it and to feel it, and you feel the stadium kind of rocking and you know, all the goods and the bads that happen throughout the game, and the crowd lives it with you, you know, and they're doing it in just a grade 1 facility. I mean, it's just really, it's humbling. That's the only way I could put it.
Well, then you finally had to play some baseball, and Newberry was the opponent.
That's right.
You lost the opener, but then you bounced back and had 2 really important wins, both very different games and both in 10 innings.
That's right. That's right. You know, I think early in the season it was really we had a goal segment for the month of January for our team, and then we had another one that we started on Thursday night before we played on Friday, and it really couldn't have fit in any better. And we just talked about kind of weathering the blows. You know, when you face adversity, so many times you talk about it in terms of just one instance of adversity, and we talked about it in waves of adversity. You know, what happens when you throw a good pitch and they get a hit, and what happens when you throw the next pitch and they get a hit. You know, what happens when the next strike that you throw, the umpire calls a ball, or when your teammates makes an error and all of a sudden you've got 5 things negative that have happened in a row. How do you weather those blows and come out on top and be able to execute the next pitch and execute the next play? And I don't think it could have worked out any better. I know I saw you in the stands for some of those instances that happened specifically in Game 3, you know, and you're just sitting there and as it's going on, you know, the frustration level can build, or you can look at it as an opportunity to say, hey, this is never going to happen again. You know, we were able to build some character out of this. We were able to build some moxie about what we do and come out on top in the end.
Well, and I still think that's going to help you down the road. And both 10 winning games were incredibly different. 2-1 when it was the scores were early, and then not till the bottom of the 10th, and then the slugfest on Sunday.
That's right. That's right. You know, you talk about all the time when you talk about players or pitchers or position players or shooting guards or any sport, and you talk about characteristics of a good player. You know, there's been a lot on ESPN lately about Kobe Bryant because he got in the top 5 in the scoring NBA history, and they talk about the characteristics that make, you know, Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain and all those guys. And the characteristics of a good baseball team or a championship baseball team, you know, is they're able to deal with adversity, and they're able to come out in the end and deal with so many negatives that happen through the course of every pitch, you know, and there's negatives and there's positives in it. If it was all positives, it'd be a pretty easy game, you know, and the ability level of 18 to 22-year-olds to come out on top of that in the end and be able to control their emotions and be there in the 9th and 10th and 11th or 3rd inning. You never know when it's going to happen, but just be able to weather those blows and come out in the end and make a big play.
Okay, Coach. Now, because I didn't win enough games when I coached, I'm not coaching anymore, and I know the livelihood of a head coach depends on the decisions that young kids make, and we're talking about recruiting. You've had great fortune with who you've brought to Lander, and you just signed some new guys to the program in November.
That's right. We got 4 guys in the early signing period. You know, our team right now, we're losing 7 seniors on the mound, and we've got 2 guys that are 2 underclassmen that are receiving some pro interest. So, you know, if all things go right, we might be without 9 pitchers at the end of the year. So our recruiting class this year is obviously going to have a pitching flavor to it. We signed 3 guys in the early signing period. on the mound, and we signed one infielder in the early signing period. And we've really, kind of taken it into the next signing period. We're keeping it very specific. We've got some young arms here that we're real excited about. I posed a question to a good friend of mine the other day: is what's more important, preparation, development, or recruiting? And you and I have talked in the past about keeping the main thing the main thing. Well, what's the main thing out of those three things? And I think at certain points in time, all three of them are the main thing. And they're the most important thing. So, from the development side, we've got some young guys that we're real excited about. From the recruiting side, we still got some guys on the hook right now. I think we've got 2 offers out. We need to bring in a couple of left-handers from here. And we're just, we're all over the place. We're at a few places in South Carolina. We're at a few places in Florida. We like who we've got on our recruiting board right now, and hopefully we can reel them in.
Well, and 2 things quickly about your stadium that you need to tell your recruits and their parents. When they go to get a hot dog, the parents, they go to a concession stand, they don't miss a pitch. They can watch the game on the 2 flat screens right there. That's just like you're at a Major League Baseball park. And the second thing is, for the players, they're playing at a Major League Baseball park. It's that nice.
That's right. That's right. We're really blessed.
Another Bearcat Sports Update, a smiling Coach Kermit Smith, and we will be back with you again. Hope you join us.